Super Bowl Dallas. And we're going for the perfect season. Sitting at 18-0. Oh. Just gotta work. And I'm gonna have to be good to go. Because I got shit to do after this. And after that. Yeah, let's do it. I should be dark. There we go. Welcome, Joey. Oh. Joey and I had quite the battle last week, and well, technically 2 weeks ago in the game, and just 2 days ago. We had quite the battle in the AFC Conference Championship game. It was a hell of a battle. But it'll be nice change of pace to not play a game in the snow.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. It's the National Football
Bonus
League
points if you hit the
presented by
Jumbotron.
EA Sports. Tonight, it's all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin along with the man who has had to stick with me all season long, Charles Davis. And Charles, the anticipation, the hype, the media coverage, all in the rear-view mirror now. We can finally get down to playing some football.
Yeah, don't worry about that, partner. I'll ride or die with you anytime. You know that. But here's the best thing about this. Everyone talks about trying to keep things normal as they approach the Super Bowl. There is no such thing as normal. The pageantry, the hype, all of that is more intense than anyone could ever imagine. What you're trying to do is embrace it in one way and make sure it doesn't totally knock you off your game. That's why the night before the big one, teams often switch hotels, try and give those guys that last chance to breathe a little bit before they go out and play.
All right. Open up the soda so I can drink that during the game. And someone's caught holding or blocking the back.
He's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. The decision is to decline it and not give him the down back.
They might as well have sent a skywriter above the stadium saying, "We don't think you can get the first down against our defense by that decision."
Not too many penalties on my center this year.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Man open, that's
Oof.
Calvin Ridley. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll set up to throw. It's hauled in by Shepard. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chain.
Just enough.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Caffeine. Go caffeine.
A first down carry for Barkley. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll be taken down
there we go.
Before he gets into enemy territory. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Back to throw.
Oh, crap.
To go here. He lost the football. And this is recovered by the Cardinals.
Someone caught the third block.
Never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused. Because they had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
Oh, that's my fault.
To the right side, it's Eifert. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. He got 29 yards that time.
There's so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him.
That's
so
close.
Get him down, but not before a pretty good run right there.
Let's not throw him towards the end zone again.
7 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and goal now. Good yardage on 1st down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? Detroit! Detroit! It's Coleman here. And he is in for 6. Touchdown Cardinals. With the first touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Cardinals have taken the early lead. Striking first in any game is very important, but on this stage, the biggest of stages in the Super Bowl,
we need to score one back right now.
You fully expect the other team to battle all the way through, but when you're the one setting the pace, jumping out in front, that has to feel great for the entire organization.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Now this offense ready to head back out there. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, and pushed it past the 50-yard line, so looks like
that's right. Henry's in that one, so it's not the elusive runner.
Not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to fire one. He's got a man. Complete.
There you go, Jakeem.
Able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one goes for 36 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Just do that.
Here's a give to Barkley. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be second and very short.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here we go now. Green 39.
On second down, here's Barkley. Nifty move. And now running right through it. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Leopard! Leopard!
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to
Crap.
throw. And that is incomplete.
Just got it count as a throw that
Didn't have
time.
a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Set! Green 39.
He'll drop to throw. And
crap.
incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll look to throw. And he
How'd you
couldn't hang on
not
to it
catch
through
that?
contact.
In your hands.
Incomplete.
If anything, that's a fumble, which is
Good
worse.
job
But
there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's fourth down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And his kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last
All
drive.
right, here we go.
When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things
there we go.
And he'll get this one up to the 26. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more
Watch it
later
now,
on.
Barney!
On second down, here's Rudolph. Going left side here, and it's complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Throwing on third down, here's Rudolph.
There we go.
He takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. This is taken at the 18.
Oof.
21 yards.
Don't break your
Well
neck.
done on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
All right, here we go.
They'll take
Green,
it. Just, I
39.
like the way
Green,
you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it.
Go,
Anything
go.
to put some points on the board. But this time
No,
on
no, no,
offense,
check,
they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
It's like he knows what I'm
They came
doing.
into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight right. Tight right. Hurry up. Here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
And your first
10
quarter.
yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch them.
So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker.
Here we go now.
The pitch goes to Barkley. Fighting his way through contact. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here.
Hey, 4 down. 4 down. Here we go now. Green 39.
They keep it with Barkley on first down.
Oh,
Down
if I
to
could just
25.
get over that.
2 yards
Like-
on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
17. Watch 17. Here we go now.
On play action, they'll throw.
He got there quick after he...
Incomplete.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
He knows I'm passing now.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
There we go. I see you.
Back to throw here. That's going to be caught.
There we go.
And he will take it in for the touchdown. Paul Richardson, 25 yards for the touchdown. And his guys are able to strike for 6. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-7.
I thought he was going to use it cover Richardson.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Blue 90.
On first down, Rudolph. Over the middle, he finds that is complete. And they get him
Yeah,
down
that's all my
before
fault.
he takes it across the 40-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
I'm going to hit you all day, baby. Tight end right. Hey, set.
Another roll, but this time it's rolls.
There we
And
go.
he stopped immediately there. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Back to throw, Rudolph. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. His first catch of this Super Bowl, and it'll be good for a 1st down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
This is Coleman, and he'll be brought down at about the 42. The tackle there by Richard Sherman.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Rudolph throwing on 2nd down. Gets this one left side to Pettis. And he's corralled,
Dante
but not
Pettis,
before getting it
animal.
inside the 35. His 2nd catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a 1st down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Detroit! Detroit!
They go play action here on 1st down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Back to the air, Rudolph on 2nd down. And he's
There we
gonna
go, Dick
down.
Tusack.
They get to him back at the 40.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long.
Gun! 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 Gun!
From the gun, here's Rudolph. Oh,
Is that Dick Tusack again?
and he goes down once
Damn.
more. A minute 58 to go in this first half of play. We'll come back on Super Bowl
That
Sunday
animal.
after this. Here comes the Cardinals punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Oh, it's a wobbler here. Now that one came close to hitting the big scoreboard up there as the fair catch is made inside the 20-yard line. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn it into a play action, and throw one deep.
They'll start out on the ground, and Saquon Barkley gets past one man, and he roams across the 20 to the 24-yard line. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw, being chased out left. They go with a shuffle pass, and it's complete.
All right.
Pick up there, 22.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to
That was
accurately throw the
ballsy.
football for
Good
a
luck, though.
first down.
Lucky 56. All right, here we go. Blue line.
Back to to throw now on first down. He dumps it off to Barkley. Oh, and now some space to operate. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 23 yards on the play.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
They'll look to throw here. Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll go deep down the middle. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Reuben Foster picks it. And he's going to be met behind the line of scrimmage and taken down. And a penalty flag is going to come out on top of it. Wait a second, they declined the penalty?
I'm as puzzled as you are, partner. I don't understand how anytime you lose possession of the ball, yet you turn down a penalty that would give you possession back. Let's make this simple. Anyone who plays the game, take the football. Always take the football.
He's an illegal block in the back after he picked off. He was definitely going to keep the ball.
First down. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker complete. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Play action. It's Rudolph. He's going to let this one go deep.
Oh, shit.
It's caught inside the 25. And he's able to get this way down deep into enemy territory. A big play there just before halftime.
That sucks.
54 yards. So it's first and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown.
Yeah, that sucks.
Tevin Coleman as the first half is winding down. And the Cardinals are in for 6.
All right.
Extra point by Fairbairn up and
I made
good.
that. Didn't make that
Lead is
stupid
now
throw.
14-10.
Maybe just scramble instead.
Fairbairn now to kick this one away.
Throwing away.
That'll be taken in the end zone. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And here now the offense heading back out there. And with time quickly
away,
fading here in
bounds,
the
not to them.
second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
Get up there.
He rifles one that's intercepted.
Ah, you freaking
Picked up by Gary
suck,
Cowan.
Grant.
And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. After the interception, here's Rudolph. Looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Shotgun snap for Rudolph. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. The Cardinals on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. A final shot before the break. Rudolph. And this
smacks it down into the ground.
Incomplete.
Just better than run catching it.
So the halftime show of the Super Bowl abbreviated. Ready to go for the second half.
Yeah, who cares about the halftime show?
These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. So here's the Cardinals
Drive
offense
goal,
now
no
as they get
touchdown.
set to start this third quarter. They have
Simple
the
as
lead
that.
now.
No
They'll be
touchdowns
looking
allowed.
for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. And they'll run it here. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Everyone's got 4 down.
Here's Rudolph now on second down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. The Cardinals on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is third down and 12.
No. Check. Patriot.
Out of the gun, Rudolph. And Eifert has it. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
On first down, it's Rudolph. Eluding the pressure. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And his guys are going to take over
nice.
at the 31-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, these are going to be hot routes if they sense a blitz.
He knows
or
that first
pressure
time.
on the
So I'm going to run
quarterback.
this
They
one.
got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
that
though,
sucked.
not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. A toss out to Barkley. And
Get out there, 77.
To the 30.
Come on, Ragnow.
Give him 2 on that run, and they're still left looking at a 3rd and about 9 to go.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those
You gotta
pursuit
get out there.
drills to make
Make
sure
something happen.
you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9.
All right, now look at.
They'll run it again with Barkley. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up 4th down.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
So a decent drive there to start the third quarter.
need
They only
defense again.
salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, trying to atone for it here on this drive. Over the middle, complete. That's Hale. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, Couldn't turn it into much more.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Four down, four down. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Rudolph. And an alley to run. And avoids the contact
shit.
by sliding. A good decision in the end to pull it and run. Gets him 9 yards and a first.
That's something we have not seen him do to this point, and that's take the ball, tuck it, and run.
Exactly right. His first carry of the game. I guess he picked a good time to do it.
He certainly did. Not only did he have the element of surprise, he's making sure he's judicious in taking off.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Check. Four down, four down.
First down, this is Rawls.
Oh shit, he got through that.
Getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Over. Now let's go.
Back to the ground on first. Again, it's Rawls.
Don't go too far
And he'll
forward.
get
Damn.
across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Four down. Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll try the air now. Here's Rudolph. And throw right side complete.
The one time I run
Parker.
man,
Yeah, he's going to be out of
can't-
bounds, but not before
these
he
fast
takes
guys
it
cannot keep
inside
up with
the
him.
40. His 2nd catch of the Super Bowl, and it's
Come
good
on.
enough for a first down.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
This quarterback now 11 of 16 through the air. It's 1st and 10.
Over.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Hey. Four down.
On 2nd down, here's Rudolph.
Oh,
That is
didn't
caught
turn
by
around
the
fast
7.
enough.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. That'll put him at 66 receiving yards now for the game.
That sucks.
And he's got a first down.
Ben, boys, don't break.
Watch it now, Barney. Stand up here.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they'll be driven
There we
back
go.
here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Rudolph looking to throw it. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Only able to
down.
pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag,
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal?
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now Rudolph.
There we go.
And he'll go down back at the 12.
Khalil Nichols.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it.
Huge.
This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Fairbairn able to put this one through. And that'll move their lead up to 4 now.
Definitely need that touchdown now.
So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And now back out comes the offense. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to
Cut
advancing
back on
ball
one bad
downfield,
decision. It's a
success on
different game.
first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Now let's go.
He'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll be brought
Way to
down
hang in
shy
there,
of the
Bodden.
40 at the 38-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Barkley, toss play left.
Ooh.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I don't think Richardson's going to be open this time, but...
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. This one complete to Devin Funchess.
Funchess was.
His first catch of this Super Bowl, and it'll be good for a 1st down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Here we go now.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw.
Oh,
that
jeez.
was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple
All
more
right, now,
downs to play with.
Lucky 56.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10.
Yikes.
And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. On now, Kaiser, the punter, sending it away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Barney.
Now it's Rudolph. And his throw is incomplete.
That's a rough
Devontae
one for him.
Parker was the intended receiver. And it's third down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined. But sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
Nice pick, Sewer Cravens.
The turnover they needed, it's intercepted. Sewer Cravens with a pick. And they'll have the ball set
All
up
right.
in the red zone at the 16-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. He couldn't
That's probably a
quite
good
hold
drop.
it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Score quickly just in
They've
case we
been
gotta
very
score again.
cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Flush to his right. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Flushed out right. And he's got a man.
Calvin Ridley, there you go.
His second catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw.
Stop running the
I think
clock.
he
I
looks
want to.
at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Only way to get
I
the
wanna
lead
score
here, of
quick.
course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Escaping the pressure right. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. Oh, no, he lost the football.
Yeah,
And he
he
is
threw
going
it.
to lose yardage here.
Why is the clock moving if I threw it?
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. Time for a break.
Yeah, I kind of have to go for it.
We're back to perhaps crown a champion after this. What a Super Bowl this has been, and the biggest play comes now. It's 4th down. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Flush to his right. And it's caught. He's going to be stopped shy of the end zone. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And this Cardinal defense comes up with a goal line stand. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. And there will be a break in the action here. They're going to take a timeout.
This would be
As they'll talk it over here
it up.
before what will be an important 3rd down. Now it's Rudolph. And it's knocked
Good,
away
good,
and
good, good.
incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Here comes the Cardinals punter now. Oh, they come after him, and it's
Oh, shit.
And that is
Yes.
safety. And Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that
Oh,
was
that's
discussed
huge.
when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Now this
Holy
offensive
shit.
unit ready to see what they can do here. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these
Yeah,
situations.
they practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They
Oh,
think
shit.
they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced.
Did he
Oh, this
really
is
do that?
taken in.
That's
It's
awesome.
complete. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
At this stage, you've got to hustle, got to get back to the
Holy
line of
shit.
scrimmage because you're saving that time out to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Philly, here we go.
A handoff to Barkley. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. And now here's a
Holy
timeout
shit.
defensively coming from the Cardinals. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Leopard!
They'll go to Barkley again. Flashy little move, but unable to reach the 40. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
That's it, baby!
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Back to throw. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
And now the Cardinals going to use another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And his kick is gone.
Holy
And the
shit.
sideline celebrates as they have taken
Not
the
over
lead
yet, though.
in the final minute. That might just have been the most pressure-filled kick in Super Bowl history, but he stepped up, knocked it through just like it was a Tuesday practice in July.
And if it's not the most pressure-filled, it's certainly right among them. A title on the line, and he comes through. Nails.
The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one. Whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
We'll see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. Line
You
of
use your
scrimmage again,
punt
the
block.
25, 2nd and 10.
And then big kick.
They'll look to throw. And,
I'll
a
do it.
crusher there as it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. And who else to make the big play to seal this victory but Richard Sherman?
He does have an exquisite sense of timing, doesn't he? He loves the
Holy
spotlight,
shit.
loves the big stage. Really feels no pressure when there's a big play that needs to happen, and he just did another one right there. Remember when he knocked one away?
That's a
to
hell of
seal
a
an
fucking
NFC
ending.
Championship game against San Francisco? And that was really kind of the big arrival on stage for the rest of the world was that play in that game for Richard Sherman.
Damn.
Well, as always, partner, an extreme pleasure to share a booth with you.
As
I have
always,
to say,
it's a
I am
hell of a
impressed
battle
at
with
your
Phil.
discipline because you came here and you said you were not going to eat any of the media
Holy
buffet.
shit.
You made it to the end. You didn't consume a single calorie.
I appreciate that. What you missed is me going to the concession stand outside of your eyesight and getting it done that way.
All right.
I mean, they were serving the good stuff. I
Well,
had to
Johnny
do it.
Maggot here,
Man, but your
signing
ears
off.
felt in good shape, but you cheated a little bit. We'll let it slide.
I appreciate that.
Have a good
Always
night.
a pleasure to work with you.